And
Okay, shall I share my screen, Neha?
we can just wait for a couple of minutes
Yeah, Fitiani, you
until.
can just ask Shanzi to share it after you've introduced us, and then she'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
got that.
Attendees are joining right now, so we'll just give them a couple of minutes, and then I'll give a short introduction and then allow our Careem speakers to introduce themselves.
Right.
Okay, so since this session is going to be recorded, I'm going to start with the introduction. So first of all, I would like to welcome everybody to our first session of the Localized Virtual Career Fair for summer 2024. If this is your first session on Localized, Localized is a career tech platform that connects aspiring talent like you with industry experts and employers that provide them with valuable career tips and opportunities. My name is Mohammed Fitiani, software engineer at Localized, and I'll be the moderator for this session, which will be about opportunities at Careem across the MENA region and Pakistan. So today we are thrilled to have three great speakers from Careem, Neha Khan, Talent Acquisition Partner, Shanza Abbasi, Talent Acquisition Specialist, and finally, Safa Asim, Senior Talent Acquisition Coordinator. This opportunity will be fantastic because our speakers from Careem will tell us all about what it's like to work at Careem, the work culture and values, and will be sharing some of the exciting opportunities they offer. And before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that this session will be recorded and will be uploaded on the Localized platform, so you can rewatch it later or share it with anyone. And there will also be a Q&A segment in the last 15 minutes. And now, without further ado, please allow me to welcome Neha, Shanza, and Safa. You can introduce yourself and tell us about Careem, and we can start with the presentation.
Thanks, Fitiani. Shanzi, if you can share the deck, and we'll start with the intros and the presentation.
Just give me a moment, please.
Take your time.
So I hope that you're all able to view my screen.
Yes.
I can see.
Be able to see. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Shanzi. Can you start with the next slide? So hello, everyone over here. It's nice to finally meet everyone here virtually. My name is Neha Khan, and I'm the Talent Acquisition Manager in the corporate team at Careem, based in Dubai, UAE. So just to give you a short introduction, I'm actually an electrical engineer by qualification. I graduated from American University in Dubai, after which I felt engineering is not my passion, unfortunately, and I switched into my dream career of recruitment. I started with Hayes initially, which is a British agency where I worked for 4 years. And then I switched to Careem as my first in-house opportunity to be on the other side of things. It's now been 2 years and 8 months today, and it actually feels like a lot longer. It's been actually a very positive and exciting journey. And I'm happy to today speak about Careem, our experience, have our team as well talk about a lot about what we do in the talent acquisition team. Next slide, please. So before we begin into all, the meaty details about hiring, roles and stuff, I wanted to give everyone a brief introduction of who we are and how this journey actually started with Careem. So before we begin, I wanted to give you an introduction to our co-founders. So we have 3 co-founders. One is Mudassir, second is Magnus, and third is Abdullah. These 3 co-founders today are still driving our business. And I wanted to share a short story of how Careem was launched and given birth to by these 3 co-founders to give you a perspective of what our purpose is and why our purpose is so important to us. So actually, both our co-founders, Mudassir and Magnus, come from a consulting background at McKinsey. So they were colleagues in the past. And in those days, they used to have a lot of meetings about, okay, what do we want to do? Let's think about ideas. Let's start something new. And in one of those meetings, Magnus actually had a blackout. And what that blackout was, that he just literally just blacked out, and he kind of blamed it on the fact that, oh, we're consultants and we have lack of sleep, and we're running on such tight schedules, so maybe it's just that. But turns out, Magnus went back home, spoke to his father, who's a doctor, who asked him to actually immediately get it checked because it seemed like it's not something that's usual. After he went to the doctors, he got it checked out and understood that there is an internal bleeding in his brain. And he had to get operated almost immediately. And long story short, Magnus had a 15% chance of survival, which gave him, obviously he survived, yay. And, it gave him a newfound respect for his life and the urge to do something more meaningful. So once he did come back, he came back with a bang and saying, you know what, I want to start to think about actually what my purpose is, why I'm here, and what I want to do for the remaining years of my life. He met Mudassir again. They kind of hashed it out, brainstormed, and if we move to the next slide, they basically then, narrowed it down to simplifying the lives of people, right? And that's where Careem was born. So it all started with a crazy dream, you can say, in the sense that, these two thought of simplifying the lives of people and building an awesome organization that inspires people. So the idea started from basically, since they both were consultants, the idea started from like, okay, let's see how we can get consultants from one place to the other. So as you know, Careem was initially started as a ride-hailing app, because back in the day, it wasn't that easy to get around. And literally that's how they started. They literally had one landline telephone, and they themselves used to pre-book rides manually for consultants across the region. And then that's how the whole concept began of introducing Careem as a ride-hailing app. Now, just going through like a little bit of a recap of our journey so far, to help understand, how long we've come. So we, started with being founded in 2012 in the UAE. This is where our head office is. And quickly after that, we launched in Qatar and Saudi. Soon after that, we also launched in other markets like Egypt, Morocco, and Pakistan. And as of today, we have some of our best tech talent sitting in, Pakistan, countries like Islamabad, Karachi, and Lahore. By 2017, we were officially known as the region's first tech unicorn. And, we also then very quickly launched simultaneously in Jordan as well. In 2015, we launched something called Careem Kids, which is an initiative taken for parents to be able to drive and pick their kids from school in a safe manner. And this is something that still exists. So if you book a ride on Careem through Careem Kids, there will be a car seat in that ride as well. So, to make sure like your ride is safe. Next slide, please. And the journey obviously goes on. We've also then launched in Iraq, Bahrain, and Kuwait. In 2018, we actually had one of the biggest milestones. We were the first private company to launch female drivers and female captinas, as we call them, in the region, right? And, that was a huge, you could say, milestone for the business. And then we got acquired by Uber, which is excellent. 3.1 billion transaction. It was a huge news for the region, and specifically us as a business in the unicorn space. And after this, we officially started launching as a marketplace and a super app, right? By introducing different partners, different kind of ways of servicing people in the region apart from ride hailing. And as you can see, we also in 2019 partnered up with the government here in UAE to drive an initiative of actually booking government taxis through our app, right? And we're the only business that has been able to do this. And today, if you log on to Careem, you can either book a Careem ride or you can book a Hala taxi, is what we call it in UAE, which are your regular governmental taxis. We also launched Bike, and As of today, we have more than 1 million rides already booked, more than 10 million trips through taxi, and partnering up with companies like Just Life, for example, to get laundry services through the app, home cleaning services through the app, and also at the time of COVID, get vaccinated at the comfort of your own house. So all these little services were available and are still available through Careem. And that's when we started to actually starting to look ourselves as a super app of the region. So not just a ride hailing app. And then it extended a little bit more in 2022, where we introduced Quick, our grocery division. So now not only can you book a ride, not only can you get your home clean, but you can also order grocery and food, right? So that's how the journey has been up until 2022. Last year, in 2023, we had a huge investment come in from Etisalat, one of the Middle East's largest telecom company based here, with $400 million. And this partnership has been extremely, successful for us. And we have been very closely collaborating and working with them recently as well. So that has been a huge, huge, huge milestone for Careem as well. Not only having Uber now, but also having Etisalat as our backing. And then we also celebrated 10 years at Careem. Previous slide, please. 10 years at Careem, and there's a lot more on that, which Safa will touch on later, where you guys can see and understand the journey of Careem actually through a documentary. Next slide. So just to understand, how we actually move on from understanding what this really means for us as a business. The way we do things here on a day-to-day basis is, at Careem, we want to measure the impact that we're making, right? And, so far the impact that we've made has actually exceeded all our expectations. So if we're just to highlight a few proud moments that we've had across these 10 years, just to pinpoint a few, we've simplified mobility for millions of people across the region, especially for women. And this is a huge market that wasn't catered to initially. And we're happy to be the ones to, tap into this and simplify it for females here. So in places like Pakistan, for example, it wouldn't have been that easy for females to kind of just get into a cab and, go somewhere safely. But, Careem has enabled them to do so. We've also impacted not only the lives of our customers, but also our captains and riders. So, over 2.5 million captains have earned $4 billion, right? And a lot of our captains are recognized on a yearly basis whenever we have our, anniversaries at Careem, where we actually reward them by giving them awards, cash prizes, and so on. And it's really, really inspiring to see these captains actually feel so fulfilled and happy with what they've been able to achieve for their families and themselves through success of Careem. And then, last thing that I want to mention, just in terms of the impact that we've made is that we've also, grown a lot of talent that has left us and started their own startups, right? And we call these people ex-Careemers. We call them Careem Mafias. So there are a lot of startups that have been launched in the region that are quite well known. And, we'd like to then see ourselves as a training hub or like a training ground where people can come in, add value, grow Careem as a business, and also learn so much that they are eventually then, capable of starting their own businesses as well. Next slide, please. And just to understand then, exactly, how we feel like the Everything app is an incredible manifestation of our purpose. Since we're here to simplify lives of people, we want to make sure we do it in every single way possible, as I mentioned, right? So we're enabling all types of services to make sure we tap each and every one of you, whoever, out there is in need of any type of service. So whether it's ordering medicines, cleaning your house, ordering groceries, you're hungry, you want to order something, and you want to send money home. We even have Careem Pay for that, right? So that's something also that's been a huge hit recently, where people have been able to send money back home with just like a single click. Lower cost to add newer services across markets as well. So that means we just want to be able to do all of this at a cheaper price as well, so that it's simpler and accessible for everyone across all regions. And at the very last, since we are a tech-driven platform, we want to be able to drive as much as high value as possible, not only from the product that we serve to people, but also for the people that actually, kind of live and, use Careem at a day-to-day basis. So just re-emphasizing, we're still very, very painfully early in our purpose to simplify and improve the lives of people and build an awesome organization that inspires, but it is still work in progress. And we feel that, no matter how hard we work every day, we're still, inching towards success. And we've achieved so much. It's a great milestone to understand, an achievement to feel, and to be a part of an organization which actually caters to so many people and simplify their lives, right? And these are words that we don't take lightly. We actually do derive impact in everything we do, every day. So when you come to Careem, you will understand that you will be surrounded by colleagues and an environment where everyone is here to make a difference. All right. And from that note, I will pass it on to Safa, who will dive a little bit deeper into our values. Thanks, Safa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Neha, for that lovely introduction. Hi, everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Safa Asim, and I've been working as a talent acquisition coordinator at Careem for the past 8 months. And my journey, like how I started, is actually like pretty similar to Neha as well, except for the part that I didn't actually study what I was, expected to. So my parents actually wanted me to be a doctor and go into that field. And like everybody in my family is a doctor. So I was like, that was not something that I saw myself doing. And I was like, okay, who wants to wake up and go to a hospital in the morning? Not me. So yeah, so I just was like, I don't see myself doing this. And I got into a business school in Karachi in Pakistan. And yeah, that's where I completed my I graduated. I did my bachelor's in a business study, just called Bachelor's of Business Administration. Is it clear now? Is my voice clear now? I'm really sorry about that. Yeah. So
Yes.
then I graduated last year in 2023, and it has been like around 8 months since I've joined Careem. Careem is officially my first job, and I'm working in the corporate team. So the recruiters that hire for corporate, and I do the coordination and stuff for them. And I'm actually based in Pakistan, working from the Karachi office. And yeah, so far it has been a wonderful journey. It's been great. It's been a great learning curve and experience, both on a professional and on a personal level. And yeah, that's a bit about me. Let's continue with the session. So today I'll be talking about the Korean values. So yeah, we had this idea. Shanda, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. We had this idea that in order to sort of, realize our purpose and what we want to do, we have to have like a set of strong values. Because as we all know that all lasting organizations are extremely, values driven. So for that reason, what we did was we created like we had these sort of a set of values that impact our decisions and decision making, and in terms of that, in turn of that, these values sort of guide our behaviors as well. And by doing that, we can actually achieve long-term success as well. And another reason why these values are so important and dear to us is that each and every individual who's working at Careem should be and is in fact in alignment with these core values. So when we're hiring as well, we do expect our candidates to be in complete alignment with these values. And we actually actively look for people, like when we're searching, when we're interviewing and stuff, we actually look for people who sort of, incorporate these values in their professional lives and in their, work lives as well. So yeah, with that, let's have a look at what these values are. Yeah. So the very first one is one of the most important values we have. It's called owners, not employees. So what that basically means is that at Careem, we truly and actually believe that we have no employees, and that each individual that's working at Careem is an owner. So we encourage taking ownership of our work. We encourage taking initiative. We encourage, speaking up. That includes, whenever you feel like you have an idea to present, there are challenges coming your way, you have a solution, you can always, we just encourage all of that to just speak up, solve for problems and owning things and taking them to the finish line, and actually also being very frugal with the company's resources as well. The second value is called to the moon and beyond. This is also like one of the most important values that we have. And for this one, we believe in taking our work to the moon and beyond by thinking and acting big, by having, this attitude of doing things today and not leaving things for tomorrow, and by taking calculated risks. The third one is called Every Experience Matters. And at Careem, the experience of every individual matters, no matter like the level you work at or the kind of work you do or the title that you have. We encourage taking responsibility for people's lives. We are dependable. We sort of make ourselves dependable every time, so our colleagues and our mates can depend on us, and we do whatever it takes to build trust within each other. The next one is called Committed to Developing Each Other. For this one, we challenge and we inspire each other. We give constructive criticism whenever there's necessary, constructive feedback, and we also give out praise and recognition whenever necessary, and we do that quite often as well. The next one is called Responsible for Our Communities. We take full responsibility for our regions and for our communities. We actively seek opportunities to be of service, and also we also drive progress in our region by conducting business very fairly. And for the last one, this one is called Building a Lasting Institution. And for this one, we always, pursue mastery and excellence in the work that we do. We work forward to sort of, codify knowledge, evolve our systems. We're making people's lives simpler, and we try to fix root causes rather than working on the symptoms, basically. Next slide, please. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the values. Shanze will be taking over for the culture and aspect of Careem. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, I would like to just introduce myself. My name is Shanse. I've been working at Careem for the past 2 years and 8 months. I joined as a talent acquisition coordinator in my senior year of university, actually, while I was in business school. Then I got promoted to a talent acquisition specialist. So as of now, I recruit for corporate functions. So that means like all across our verticals, which is food, groceries, pay, and all across all departments like marketing, finance, operations. So that's a bit about me. Moving on to the culture and community aspect of Careem, we truly, really do value our culture. And just generally, we are a very value-driven organization. In order for our colleagues to perform and to reach their potential and to be able to drive their own professional journey and their personal journey and meeting not only their own like professional needs, but also our business needs, we do think that it's integral to build a sense of belonging and community. So we really do focus on fostering social connections, just generally for our colleagues to have a deep understanding of our values and of what high performance looks like at Careem. High performance at Careem is not only high performance in terms of your work and your deliverables, but also in terms of the culture and the values that you're displaying in your everyday behavior. We also have a Careem XP Day. So what a Careem XP Day looks like is that so when new joiners join, we have an onboarding cycle of every 2 weeks, and when they join, there's an XP Day where they can experience a ride-hailing function of our super app by themselves. Their ride is booked, and then they're able to explore the city through our Careem ride and also interact with the captains, understand the business on ground, how the struggles that they face, generally how the business operates from their eyes, to have a very on-ground experience of what the business truly looks like. So yeah, culture and community is super integral to Careem and what we stand for. And in order to cultivate that sense of culture and community, we have several events that take place, such as we have 74 events globally that take place in term for culture and community. We have 20 values roadshows that take place, 30 plus social networking events that take place, along with 4 quarterly days of volunteering. We also have recognition awards. So that's, 55 values champ recognition like awards have been given as of now. We also have Careem talks where our leaders encourage encourage our tigers, the fellow tigers, to be able to embody these values on a daily basis. We also have an annual values fest where our values are celebrated and where leaders are come in and they meet the fellow tigers in order to just encourage them and to follow our values. So 1,300 plus tigers have attended those events. There have been 3 new office launches and grand openings. We also have a Ramadan fitness challenge where tigers come together and meet their fitness goals through a Ramadan fitness challenge. We also really do value fitness and health. So that's also a big something that we do come together as a community to take action for. We have 6 values and All Stars awarded at Values Fest, and we also have a Bring Your Kids to Work event where colleagues are encouraged to bring their children into work, for children to interact with each other, for them to be able to see, like what their parents' workplace looks like. Since it's always a great feeling to be able to, bring your child into work, and then so we really do value that also. We also have a Ramadan iftar every year where our colleagues get together all across markets to celebrate Ramadan. So a little bit about the Values Fest. Our Values Fest takes place every year across all of our markets, across wherever our offices are based. For example, in Pakistan, like in Karachi, Islamabad, Lahore, in each office it takes place every year, and we celebrate our values on this day. So a big value at Careem is today, not tomorrow. As in, whatever values you want to work on, whatever work you want to work on, should be today and not tomorrow. So it's an in-person event, 10 offices across Careem. We connect values to a variety of activities. A lot of motivational speeches are given, a lot of team building activities. Our leaders come in, they celebrate the event with us, and no meetings are scheduled that day. So all of us are expected to, come together, build a sense of community, build that sense of belonging in order to celebrate the values and what we stand for as a company and also as Tigers. So you'll be able to see that there's a video here. All of the participants can view this later. It's a small recap of what our Values Fest look like. Every year we have it, and 11 captains were also recognized for their services and awarded an amount at the Value Fest. 98 innovation system sessions took place globally. Values Fest also achieved a 64% pass rate, and the post-values quiz achieved an 80% pass rate, which meant that there was a lot of it was a positive result in terms of people's morale, in terms of how they were feeling post the Values Fest. Here are some pictures of the Values Fest. So you can see that everybody has come together. There are a lot of team building activities. There's a lot of sense of community all across. And this is all across all departments, different functions. So Tigers all across the company got together to celebrate our Values Fest. Here you'll be able to see some of the volunteering activities that take place at Careem. So that's the World Blood Donor Day, the Ramadan donation drive, and we also have a beach cleanup every year where we all get together in order to clean the beaches in our cities. This is what the Amman office opening and values roadshow looks like. We've also had an art therapy session where we all got together, and it was a post-work event where we all got together, and so we had somebody come in and show us and teach us some various art therapy techniques. Many out of office work activities also take place, as you can see, along with Winter Wonderland. This is one of my personal favorites. It's a bring your kids to work day. So, like our fellow colleagues, they bring their children into work, and a lot of activities for them to do as well. It's a great like interactive event. And yeah, that's all from my side, really. Safa, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shanve. So yeah, what's in it for you? So basically the process, I'm going to be talking about the process of how do we hire for our positions, whether they're critical positions or they're low grade or high grade level positions. Shanzi, the next slide, please. Yeah. So basically, what the hiring journey at Careem looks like is um uh, for the people that the participants who are present in this session actually you can apply to Localized. So every single position that opens at Careem is posted here on Localized, and as soon as you apply here on through Localized, all the applications will be shown to the respective recruiter on our application tracking system. So Careem has an ATS called Greenhouse, and all the applications that will come through Localized, they will be shown on that on our ATS. So after that, after you, and some tips to apply as well is that the entire job description is posted with each of the positions. So you can go through the job description, you can go through the requirements of the position, and any position that you think you're a good fit for, the location is matching with yours, the job requirements are matching with yours, the year of graduation, the years of experience, everything that is a tick and you think you're a good fit, you feel free to apply to all of those. And after that, as soon as your applications are in, the respective recruiter will go through all the applications, the screenings will be done, and if you are shortlisted after that, if the recruiter thinks that you're a good fit, you'd be given a call for interviews and assessments. There's going to be an initial screening by the recruiter first, and after that, there's a process of interviews. The interview process depends on what the particular role is. So there could be the number of interviews are determined through the, it depends on the particular title and the particular level of the role. And there could be assessments as well. So if it's tech role, there are tech assessments. If it's a non-tech or corporate role, there could be a case study, and some positions there are no assessments as well. So really just depend on what the role is. After that entire process is done, and you have successfully passed through all of those and the final interview as well, then there are references where we ask for the hired candidate to provide their references, and then the offer is extended. And yeah, that's pretty much, and then you hire. That's pretty much the entire hiring journey at Careem. Shanzi, if you can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so you can get to know us by watching this video on YouTube. It's called A Decade in Motion, and as Neha has mentioned earlier, it has been 10 amazing years since Careem came to team. And as Neha, walked us through every single milestone and achievement of Careem through those 10 years. If you want to, learn a bit more and get to know how we, sort of navigated our way through all of these years, watch this video. It's called A Decade in Motion. It's available on YouTube, and all three of our, founders and co-founders talk about everything. So everything from start to where we are today, and the challenges that came through with each and every thing that we put in a service that we launched, how we overcame those challenges, and just about everything else as well. So yeah, do watch it if you're interested and you want to learn more about Careem. And you can also follow us on LinkedIn. Our page is called Careem on LinkedIn, and everything from job posts to everyday activities on Careem that happens, they are also posted there. And you can also follow me, Shanze, and Neha on LinkedIn as well, and reach out to us on LinkedIn if you have any questions, any queries, if you have applied to a particular role and you want us to have a, although we do look at every single CV and every single application that comes through, but still if you have, if you have a doubt in your head or whatever that you do want us to have a good look at your CV, then you can always reach out and let us know that you have applied to this and this position, and we'll always be there available there, and we'll always give you an update on your application or whatever it is. So yeah, that's pretty much my end for this particular of the course session. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you so much, Safa. So, as Safa mentioned, our hiring journey, you guys are well aware and open to join our rocket ship. And the way you can do that is, see our jobs which are advertised on Localized. This is just a snapshot of what it looks like. You can see what are the available job openings, click into them, see a little bit more about, what the status of the role is. Is it a full-time role? Is it an internship? Is it part-time? And so on, which department it belongs to, and choose the opportunity which closely fits your experience to be noticed more and have a higher chance of being contacted by a recruiter. Next slide, please. I'm just going to go over some internships that we have live at the moment, actually. So the first 5 that you can see are actually based in Dubai, UAE. As we speak, we're actively hiring for these roles. And as I got an update this morning, I think we are close to filling 2 of them. I'm not sure which ones they are. The last 2 roles are actually based in Saudi. So we are actively, encouraging internships as well. And I did kind of skim through some questions in the chat about internships and how you can qualify for it and whether we provide visas or not. And just to quickly answer that as well, since we're here, we don't offer full-time visas for interns. And to be qualified as an intern, you have to be based in that specific country where it is advertised. Next slide, please. I've just listed a few entry to junior level roles that we have live right now. We have a risk and control analyst and a senior corporate receivable associate position live in Pakistan. And in Dubai, we have operations coordinator live. And with this, I think I will open the floor for some Q&A. So thanks everyone for listening. And thank you, Shanze and Safa, for also guiding us through our culture and our hiring journey. And Fitani, over to you. And I think we can start jumping into the questions.
Yes, thank you, Neha, Safa, and Shanze. Very great presentation, and to be honest, the story of Careem is truly inspiring, and the accomplishments over the last 12 years are truly amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us. And now we'll try to answer as many questions of that we have received. So first of all, we'll try to categorize the question. So someone asked about the Careem Mafia. Just quickly, do you have any notable examples that you would like to share with us?
Actually, yes, there is one in Dubai called Phoenix or Arnab. It's an e-scooter, company. So the electric scooters that you see all around, it started by someone who was actually leading the tech product team at Careem back in the day.
Okay, great. And now the rest of the questions are more related to hiring at Careem. So someone asked about the non-technical qualities that you look for new hires. Can you name just a few non-technical qualities or soft skills that you look for?
Yeah, sure.
Something
Who wants to go? The Shanze, can you take this? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So a few qualities that we look for are definitely good communication, drive, the spirit to constantly learn and evolve, along with just generally a good attitude, a good, just like a good work ethic, the drive to learn. So these are a few of the qualities that we look for.
Okay, great. And someone asked about the values of Careem. What do you think is the best way to display those values on one's CV before they get to the interview phase?
Yeah, so there could be a way. They could include, real life examples of their work, and when you prepare a CV, you sort of have a description under each of the experiences. So yeah, they could totally mention sort of wherever the certain value applies. They could sort of incorporate that and have that on the CV. And when the recruiter is screening, we for sure will have a look at that as well.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. And there has been a couple of questions about the same thing, which is about whether Careem is open to sponsoring visas for graduates who are outside the country of the job they're applying to.
So, as Neha said before, we don't offer visas for interns. However, if you are applying for a full-time role as a graduate, that would most probably be an entry-level role. And so we do encourage you to apply to only the countries that you are based in, because for most of these roles, for like 95% of these roles for fresh graduates, we do hire from the same market that the position is open in. So if the position is open in emerging markets, then the candidate will most probably be from that region only. So yeah, we do encourage you to apply if you do have a valid working visa or a passport in the company that you're in the country that you're applying for. And yeah, so for this is for fresh graduates. For some of the roles that could be high level, we could have a relocation, but that's not for fresh graduates. That's for senior level positions.
Okay, thank you. And Musa has a question. I think you touched upon this, but it would be great to reiterate on the same thing. Musa is asking if it would be possible to apply for a job in the same region, but from a different country. So it depends on the role you said. Is that correct? So for higher level roles, it could be possible.
Yeah, so if I can take this one, it honestly really depends on what background of experience you're also coming from and what role you're applying to. So there are certain type of roles, for example, if they're sales, account management, and so on, we prefer the candidate to have experience in that market already because such roles require you to have a network. If it's something that is transferable, then yes, you can definitely apply from another country based in the Middle East. So we have a lot of applications like people working in Qatar who would, apply to Dubai, or people working in Dubai applying to Riyadh. So definitely this is possible. What we're trying to kind of emphasize here that the more junior the role is, the more unlikely it is that we would relocate someone from a different country, or hire someone from a different market, because more likely we always have the talent available in that region already, right? And then the more niche the role becomes and the more senior it becomes, yes, we're more open to kind of having a sourcing strategy where we're open to seeing candidates on an international level and open to relocating them from different countries.
Okay, thank you so much, Neha. And Bantu is asking, do you consider education background? I believe you talked about this, like about all your experiences before you reached Careem. So yeah, so would you like to answer that question? And
Yes.
Bantu is also asking about if you have any positions for someone who has background in public health and nutrition, or along with research experience.
So it can go two ways, onto basically, I guess most of us, didn't actually follow our education and went into different paths, but it also then drives down to what your experience has been. So if we're looking at an education, it's more to see, what kind of background you've come from, whether it's a well-credited university or not. And then on top of that, we'd like to see what kind of experience you've built on top of that, right? So if not the education, then the experience must be relevant. So one of the two should definitely be checked off. And with regards to having positions, particularly for public health, nutrition, and probably not. We won't have something that's as relevant, but definitely, say, for example, if you are to apply to roles based in our food delivery business, then that kind of degree can have, foundational experience and knowledge about the food network, which can help us drive certain initiatives, right? So it really depends then what kind of experience you have.
Okay, thank you so much. And Nicholas is also asking about a specific field. Nicholas is asking about whether there are any career prospects for AI oriented roles in the MENA region.
Absolutely. So we're actually, as a business, actively shifting towards AI as well. Within the talent acquisition team, we have multiple projects to incorporate AI into our day-to-day tasks to understand how we can be a more efficient at what we do. And same thing is being practiced across different teams at Careem. And for that purpose, most of our roles will be advertised as analysts and so on, right? There are a lot of data and AI roles that are open in the tech team, and definitely that's something you can look into and apply for. And these are full-time roles, so you will be given a visa if you are shortlisted and basically offered for the role.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we are running out of time, so hopefully we've answered as many questions as we can. Once again, I would like to thank you, Neha, Safa, and Shanze for this great session. It was truly beneficial, and I hope it was for our attendees. And thank you so much, and thanks for everyone who attended. And before you leave, I would like to encourage you to join our following session on navigating data science careers in the age of generative AI by the machine learning and data science expert Amit Bhattacharya from IonQ. So that's a wrap for this session, and thank you again for the Careem team. Thank you so much, and later.
Thank
Thank
you.
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks so much
Thank you for having
again.
us. It was a lovely
Thanks for
opportunity,
having us.
and I hope this was beneficial for everyone, and hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. Have a good
Take
day.
care. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.
Bye.